Order at 6:05.
Wow, not bad.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Full
Right
stop.
on time.
Yep.
Was I here last month?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it was just Chris and
Yeah.
Josh.
You weren't here. So you
Well,
just.
then I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the December 4th, 2018 meeting.
And I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
I can still say it. I can say it if I
We
want.
missed you.
Thank you.
We did. I think I wrote a note down here. Something. No, I showed him your text. How you apologize for being
Yeah,
sporadically attending
Oh
because
my
you're so
God,
busy.
it's been crazy.
I don't see any reps, officials, or members. Item 3, old business, the infamous dog park.
Yeah, it's really just, we need to find a day, the 4 of us, 5 of us can go out and take a look at the sites. I was out down by Reed Field again yesterday. The big expense over there is gonna be clearing land and then really setting it up. And
It's not that expensive.
what's that?
It's
Yeah.
not that expensive.
It's not bad, it's just a matter of how much we wanna clear and,
Hey,
because the parking's there.
Yeah.
That's the one highlight. I mean, sewer's there, so I'm assuming North Raynham Water District is in there,
Yeah.
so we should be fine over there. I completely agree with you, what you said about boarding colony in the last meeting, that if we put it boarding colony, we're allowing people to bring dogs in to an area we've been trying to keep dogs away from.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm mixed on that because my whole thing with and I was a big push, was not so much, it's when there's a venue going on, a game, and people were bringing, like, to the football and bringing their dogs, and there was issues around that. But I don't know if that would be an issue if, well, they still do it regardless. They do it probably down in Boarding Colony too.
Yeah, they're gonna bring the dogs,
But,
regardless of signs and stuff like
but I don't know if putting the dog park down, that's what I was gonna ask, why we're moving away from that. Why, you don't like the Boarding Colony area?
that. I'm not a big fan.
Well, someone had
I was
mentioned
down
you
there,
bringing the dog and leaving it. I think it was you, Tim, and then,
Yeah.
and then attending a game out
Right.
of sight of the dog park. You know, like free babysitting.
Yeah, you get your dog in a fenced-in
Right.
area,
that's true.
you leave it, you know, you're not in control of
Right.
it, the dog
Right.
off leash.
Yeah.
And the other thing you have to take into consideration is, okay, so they're walking their dogs in, soccer's going on, you have to walk by the snack
Right.
shack. How do you know that dog's not gonna jump
Oh, he's going after that hot dog.
at somebody, so
No
that's
doubt.
another.
Yeah, and the other thing, I was down there walking around there the other day, I noticed it gets really wet there.
Yeah, that's why
Oh, yeah.
it was, this year was unprecedented, the amount of rain, as you know, we
Yeah.
got. And we had to cancel 4 out of 8 weekends of soccer because we were torn the fields up.
Yeah.
Really?
That's how bad it was. And there's water everywhere, especially in that airplane field where that'd be the site to put it over there, but the way it bowls, everything collects. There was a pond there earlier this spring, fall,
Yeah.
excuse me, so it was
Yeah.
rough
You
over
know,
there.
fill in there.
And, you know, the third site is, if we did look at it, would be out here for the dog park.
Yeah.
So those would be the 3 to look at this time.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Other than that, dog park wise,
Other than that, once we get that site, then I can start the process of the grants. Once we get approval, we know where we want it to be, I can start that through the Stanton Foundation.
So
Okay.
I recommend we all get together and
Yes, sir.
start,
and walk them.
Yeah.
walk them and, now, on the Reed, it would be the Reed Field?
Yeah, that in the right field area, I believe. Right,
Yes.
you're at home plate.
Right field, you actually,
So
Yeah,
we're not
right
doing
field.
away with Reed?
No.
It's gonna be.
you'd actually turn right in before you reach Reed Field. There's that entrance. You go in there, and then there's that whole section right there. On the far side of that section there's a cemetery. If you picture right behind there,
Yeah.
and then you can keep going more towards center field
Mhm.
in that area right there.
So, between the 4 of us, we'd have to come up with a location and approach the selectmen with approval to
Yes,
begin that process. Identifying that area is what we would recommend.
yes, sir.
Okay. So,
So the cemetery is on the other opposite side of the street, right?
I think
both
there's
sides?
2 cemeteries.
There's actually 2 of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's the one if you're driving down, I always forget.
Right
it's
on the
Elm-
left.
Elm Street, the one on the left, and
Elm
then,
Street West.
and actually the one right there, as soon as where the road
Roads.
forks.
Yeah.
And then behind that is where we could possibly clear, but leaving enough section, you know, of trees that there's a separation between the cemetery
Yeah,
Right.
and the dog park.
They don't,
It'd
they,
be fenced anyway.
is any of that other land theirs, like for future?
Cemetery land?
Right.
I think we should probably, just as a matter of process, you know,
Reach
talk
out
to the
to-
cemetery department, but
Okay,
they're both, I don't think they're active cemeteries at all.
okay,
Talking 1800, 1900.
right,
early
okay,
19 like the one behind your house.
yes.
Who's buried back there? I'm sure you've been,
Gilmore family.
the Gilmores? Anybody else back there? Boyd's? No, no Boyd's.
No, I think there was a few other names, but it was mostly Gilmore.
Britton's?
That's what it's called, the Gilmore Cemetery.
Is
It's
it?
a shame,
Any
there's
Britons
so
buried
much
there?
land,
I
I
don't
know,
believe so.
like on
Small,
Gordon
it's too
Colony,
small.
like the walking trails and, you know, where you ride the bikes
Mhm.
and it just seems like it's such all that land that you could,
Do things with.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, absolutely, take a look at it, you know, and just, but this year it was just so, I've never seen it that wet in all the years I played soccer there growing up. I've never seen it as bad as
Yeah.
it was this year. And I believe I showed you the pictures that somebody actually drove
Drove.
back
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
and really tore
Yeah,
that
I went
field
and
up.
I walked down there and I saw it and you could see the water in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a mess.
The kids have been coming in there with their trucks and four-wheeler for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So, because they come in the backside, you can see where they come in.
Yeah.
And then-
Tripping up the hayfield.
And years ago, Liz had a gate installed, but somehow they broke the lock and
Mhm.
came right through there. So
Yeah.
we put a new lock on that gate to hopefully keep them out, but we'll find out what happens.
If we could get, well, we'll talk about it in the future, but get some guardrail put up there. Excuse me. Tummy's rumbling,
Mine too.
like poo.
It's 1:46:30 if you want to come.
I don't know, we might run late.
That's from there.
All right, moving on. New business, daycare update? Tim?
Just real quickly, we met with Derek last Thursday, and we're gonna meet with him again on Monday. We're really trying to solidify this plan of expanding daycare at Merrill. I've already talked to the state. Once we get relicensed at Merrill, I can talk to them about allowing us access to have the afternoon as well. And if we do that, we're also gonna try to increase our numbers for the afternoon, so hopefully we can really dwindle down
The waiting list.
that waiting list. And anybody that, once we hit those numbers between Merrill and Liberty, we still are gonna work with the school department having an overflow program. But anybody that is on part of that overflow program is from our waiting list. And as soon as a spot opens up, they leave that overflow program and come back to us. So it's not like we're losing anything, just we're trying to work in conjunction, because with the pay for busing going away this upcoming school year,
Yeah.
that list is only gonna continue to grow.
Right.
But we're moving in the right direction.
Okay. Okay, we get some
Powwow.
permits here. First is the order for preservation of Indian culture. They wanna do their powwow, they've done it in years past.
They didn't do it this past year, but they did it the year before.
Okay,
And I did confirm with Craig, the event will be 2 days, but he needs Friday to set up and also the following Monday to clean up with everything going on. So just, even though it's a 2-day event, it's really, he's gonna be out there for 4. So
Does it need multi-purpose too, or is that?
that's just for the gazebo and he also uses the Gymkhana building,
So not the multi-purpose?
not the multi-purpose, no.
yeah, it should be. Gymkhana.
So we would do this,
I'd say it would be a 2-day permit. Yeah, it's a 120 minimum 4-hour user fee.
He's kind of been alerted to the fact that would probably be charged for 4 days.
Because in the past, and when I was doing my research about this, in the past, last time it was approved, it was, you guys did charge them for 4 days
Alright,
for the setup and the cleanup.
So an eight days would be an 8-hour day would be 240
240
times 4.
times 4. 240
Carry the
times
one.
10, 20? What am I saying? No,
Might as well
no,
just,
240, no, it's 960, sorry.
960. Alright, I'll make a motion to accept the Native American powwow permit for, what do we say, 960?
960.
A fee of 960.
Second, yeah.
960
It's overnight as well, you know.
They stay,
camping?
They have to keep a ceremonial fire going all night.
Do they, so they must reach out to the fire department?
yeah, they have to, once you guys approve, then they have to go to the selectmen and get their permits for, you know, detail work and anything else that they need.
Alright.
Health inspection with the for food trucks they bring in.
Geez, they can have a police detail during the hours of public attendance. They're gonna provide porta potties, a dumpster. Vendors, they're gonna have insurance. Registered nurses, wow, they're doing it.
Yeah.
They are not messing around. Doing it right. I mean,
They did it overnight before too, and we still charge them for the 4 days. We charge them
That's
4
what it had in
days.
the last one that was approved.
Okay.
In my research.
all right.
Yeah, I don't see an issue. We keep it the same, right? And,
Yep. So was it 960?
960,
Is that what your motion?
motion was made.
Seconded, all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Josh, did you second it?
I did.
You just did the old can.
June 22nd and 23rd. Put that in your calendar. Go down, smoke 'em, piece 'em, pipe 'em. No? Oh, let me see here. I think it's, commissioner reports. Item number 5. Mr. Daisy?
Negative.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Mr. Brow?
Nothing. I just want to say, when I was down the office, it looks very clean.
And organized?
Very clean and organized.
We-
That's
we
what happens
discussed
when you
that.
have, that's what happens when you have a man run the office, you know, you have women for so many years, stuff everywhere, it looked like a shoe closet.
Yeah.
Oh, you can get attacked on Facebook, come on.
Bring it.
No, I have nothing, no.
Yeah, we basically, 3/4 dumpster, I'd say, SJ, wouldn't you agree that we fill that thing up pretty good?
Yeah, but maybe we take that table. I
Actually-
noticed on the deck today.
Norm was supposed to take it, he was gonna come get it for us, cause it was just too heavy, he's gonna get it out of there for us. Just both thumbs up.
Mr. Shaw?
The town forest on Locust Street.
Yep, Norm just finished up, that was actually one of my reports for you tonight.
Oh, cool.
Norm just finished and his boys, a big project for cleaning the streets there.
I see them every day with
Yeah,
truckloads full of brush.
they've been getting ready for hopefully no snow, but who knows what happens here in the cities. Getting those ready, so now the next project is they're going to the Raynham Forest, they're gonna be renting a chipper to bring it in there to really clear things
Oh,
out.
gee, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so
wow.
they were gonna, they had to finish up all their fall work,
Yeah.
get that winter project done, but this is the next thing on their list, so.
I was down there last week with my dog,
Yeah,
Why don't you call me?
off leash.
Why don't you call me?
I'm
Oh
gonna,
yeah, Facebook's gonna be rough.
super
Yeah.
full disclosure, very close to me
Why
now.
don't you just go down the board and call me?
It's because it says no dogs. There's nothing down at the state forest that says no dogs. So,
That's very true.
we do have a
We should make a sign.
town bylaw for leashes, but I mean- I think I was the only one there. I know I was the only one.
And it definitely needs to
Yeah.
clean. Norm and the guys
Yeah.
know to get out there, but they're gonna rent the chipper, we're gonna
Yeah.
split it with the highway,
Yeah,
the cost of the chipper, just to get in
I don't know
there
how that,
and clean it
I
up.
don't know how they're gonna get it in there.
It's a small, the big one, but they're gonna get
Oh.
a smaller one where they can just bring it on the back of their,
Tractor,
the gator
yeah.
and
Oh.
bring it right in.
Oh, good, okay.
Oh, and chip it right in the woods and leave it,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but there's a couple dozen trees, that's all.
yeah,
There's one or two areas where there's some big trees, like crisscross.
I did see those when I was out there, it was,
It was a struggle for me.
Why don't you call me, or come with my dogs?
I'm sorry. It was off the hip, you know. State Forest, that was my, I don't know, it's my happy place now. I have to go there.
Usually take them to Rentham, State Forest.
Yeah.
Rentham State Forest, Rentham Dog Park.
Yeah,
And they go with Rentham State Property there, pretty cool.
yeah, bet they get a lot of fields up there.
Yeah, and it's nothing, it's just wide open,
Right.
you know, it's just let your dog
No
go.
snack bars, no.
Anyone can go there.
Tim, floor is yours, or SJ, do you have anything?
Loving the new phone system.
Oh,
Awesome.
Okay.
yeah, it is, I couldn't agree more, you know, it's nice to be able to transfer phone calls, somebody leaves a voicemail and have to hang up and have them call
Yeah.
back, so definitely,
Yeah.
getting to the technology age a little bit, or at least the 2000s, so
Yeah.
it definitely did help out. Just one thing, again, Michaela, the veterans agent, I was talking to her again about the Eagle Scout project. We do have some volunteers, but they can't really do anything until the spring when the weather gets better to get
That's
that
fine.
bocce court going.
I can let my mother-in-law know.
Yeah. It's a matter of how many guys wanna do that. It's a
Right.
fairly big project, 'cause when you put all those posts in the ground
Yeah.
all the way around, so
Yeah.
that's a big one.
I don't understand the affiliation with
Michaela, she has affiliation with the Eagle Scouts
Oh, okay.
going on, so she's been my contact, you know,
For the
speaking,
yeah,
Okay.
project.
to get their projects to get their Eagle Scout badge, which is a wonderful thing.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah.
not easy to get.
I never got out of the weed blows.
I was a Boy Scout, but felt like a weed.
I didn't get out of the Cub Scouts.
All I wanted to do was go camping.
Camping was
Didn't get to do
fun.
that.
I have
It's
some
like
repressed
it's like
memories, I
in the
think.
Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Again, just a reminder, if you are around tomorrow at 6, we're gonna meet with Horatio and Joey Aruda.
That's tomorrow night,
That's tomorrow night.
Yeah, all
At,
confused.
at 6 o'clock
6 o'clock at the
at
Stone
the Stone Forge.
Floor Hay.
Yep, just to,
6 o'clock, Stone Forge.
you know, if you guys are around, you're more than welcome. I did speak to Resh again about the turf fields. He's still waiting on answers from Global Premier Soccer, because the concerns that we had regarding, they think they can just come in and do whatever they
Right.
want. So there's some questions that we definitely need answered for that one. We do have a relicensing meeting for the Merrill School daycare. As I mentioned, that's part of the expansion we need to do. We're going there over in Taunton on February 12th to get that process started, to get that relicensed, and also keep working with them about expanding the morning and gaining the afternoon.
When is that?
February
February
12th.
12th.
Taunton Siding's gonna be installing a new front door.
Oh, good.
We're just waiting for a relatively warm day. We're gonna block off an area so we don't freeze SJ out. Today, we're gonna use the back door as an entrance just for that one day, going in. And,
That's what I was doing today, I was making sure it would work.
oh, okay. Okay. And also, we are researching getting some computers for daycare at this time. We've had kids on phones. We're really trying to keep the kids off their phones and making 3 computers just for homework research purposes up in one of the rooms there. So we're working with Tim Graybars and the school about setting up an area we can get 3 computers in there just to help the kids when it comes to homework, especially the
Yeah.
middle school
Right.
level kids.
Do we still have them
Yeah,
downstairs?
we should.
In the,
Down here in the youth center. We had 1, to, I think, 4.
Yeah.
You can definitely take a look.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how
they're
old they are.
older,
Yeah, but,
they're desktop computers and.
But it's,
yeah, I mean,
just throw a
that's
new
it.
hard drive in there and,
Yep, absolutely.
you know, a few $100, bring them
And-
up to speed,
Yep, that's not a problem.
because I don't think they're being used downstairs.
No. No, they were used early on in the beginning.
Yeah. It kind of
Just something for the,
tailed off.
Yeah.
just something for the kids to have, especially
Yeah.
if they're trying to use a project, but Sarah would have full control over blocking social media, things like
Right.
that, because we don't want the kids on that, it's just for the educational purposes of
Right.
what they're doing.
Right.
So, but overall, daycare's going well. And finally, at one of our last meetings, we talked about possibly putting an alarm system in the office.
I think, yeah, I remember that.
Yep, and one company would be $1,200 PBS. Bob, I can never pronounce his last name. SJ, can you remember how to pronounce it?
Provisaskis?
Provisaskis.
Whoa, that's a good one.
Yeah.
We'll call him Bob Pete.
Yeah, that, it's $1,200, which is not to install for the entire building, but it's only a $25 a month monitoring fee. So it's something that we're gonna keep monitoring if we wanna go in that direction.
He did the senior center, and this is the monitoring company they use.
You know, but right now, I haven't
Yeah.
committed to doing that yet. The
Right.
door was the top priority, 'cause
Yeah,
the door is very expensive, you
Right.
know, because those are with all
Yeah.
the
steel door and the
steel
steel frame.
door and the frame, because, again, I was there today and just checking it, you can see how it continues to
Oh, yeah.
pull,
Right.
it comes away from that wall, so
Yeah.
that had to get
Yeah.
fixed.
Is that gonna be the same key?
No, we'll get all new keys,
All new keys?
I'll get all that to you guys before we get to that point.
Cool.
So, but that's something, I haven't committed on that one yet, but that's out there if we decide to go in that direction at some
Chris
point.
don't need a key.
What was the name?
Jim will have to kick it down on the first Sunday with the new door.
PBS,
PBS?
yeah. Let me double check that tomorrow. Didn't write that part down. So, and that's, and again, Happy New Year to everybody.
Yes,
Happy
you
New
will.
Chris, your pen lights up.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, SJ's too.
Oh,
See, they light up the room.
what the heck?
That's how we roll.
And as I said, SJ got me one, but I forgot it at the office
Yeah.
today, so.
Could be
I know.
someday,
Lucky my rides.
someday,
Mine.
when we reorganize the board, maybe this pen will go with the
Wow.
position.
Mine
Wow.
says Bridgewater State Hospital, 1974, 2017. You wish you had one of these.
We'll talk to you about something.
You don't want to be on the end of this.
No, I wouldn't.
Which end?
Yeah. The plunger end, or, I don't know if it's, maybe appropriate to talk a little bit about the cat adoption program, seeing that we've been we've been
Going back
kinda
and
like
forth.
forced to help address the issue.
Okay.
I know you did have conversation with the town attorney about
I did.
the Gymkhana building
Yeah.
and the deed.
And as I mentioned in the email I sent to you guys this past Friday, as it does officially state that the Gymkhana building is on recreational land. So it gives the commission itself permission to approve, disapprove, whatever, you guys have final call. One thing that we did discuss is, right now, this is a non-agricultural, non-recreational
Right.
thing. So here is the issue that we need to be careful with. If it's approved, if you guys decide and it's brought officially to us, they are right now a weekly event. So it's not once a month, so
It's every Saturday
it's
for
every
4
Saturday
hours.
for 4 hours. Where we need to be careful is if that's possibly blocking some type of recreational or some recreational or agricultural event. That somebody just says, you know, I wanna run, you know, a haunted house there in the in Halloween, for example.
Right.
That's something that we need to be careful with because we could be violating the deed at that point. We do have, but again, we also have the option of appealing, as I mentioned in the email, to the state to get the deed changed. And that's something that we want to go through the town attorney to make sure we have all the legal verbiage correct.
I think there's like one sentence that just needs to be adjusted on that deed.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be a big issue. I think it'd probably take 3 months to get, 3 or 4 months to get pushed through.
That's a reasonable, because that's how.
But
that's how we
it's
get-
I'm
not
being
something that's
optimistic.
gonna
Yeah.
conflict with any park and rec issues.
Right
Because I
now,
guess what I'm thinking is like, this ain't even a park and rec issue.
Well,
It's,
Just have
it's
to
a
go
town,
back.
it's a
It's a
town
town
issue,
issue, right?
and it's a town issue, and this board, this commission is responsible for, you know, administering the property.
yeah.
You know, so this is the way I look at it now, after thinking about it, quite frankly, for the last couple of weeks here and there. The deed is an issue, I think it needs to be changed.
Right.
However, we still, I think the board, this commission can make a decision on how to move forward until that deed is changed. And I have no doubt that the state is gonna give us no issue with this, other than a timing process.
Right.
It's a building that is very rarely used. The town has an issue with stray animals. There's a nonprofit organization that has addressed that. Their problem is they're getting a lot of push to get out of that North School for reasons of privacy
Right.
regarding the town
Right.
records. I have no problem personally with them going in there, but I think we should treat them like we treat anybody else that wants to use the property. Yeah, they're nonprofit. Are they, you know, do they support the town? They support the town, they're nonprofit. One of the persons that runs it is a town employee. Pull a permit.
Right.
Right.
Pull a permit. If we have a conflict with a recreational,
Rec takes
rec takes precedence until we can get the deed changed.
Mhm.
And then once the deed is changed, we still treat them like everybody else. It's still a permit pulling process, you know, and they'll advertise, you know, when they're, you know, they'll be months ahead, you know.
Yeah.
And if somebody recreationally comes in after we get the deed changed and Noah's already pulled the permit for that particular date, you know, I don't ever see any, other than the horse
horse, yeah.
people, and they don't even really, Noah doesn't need, but what?
they'd probably just need that side entrance where you guys went for the Christmas tree lighting with Santa,
Yeah,
was sitting over
Yeah.
there. That would be the side they'd want.
yeah.
And
They,
On that side.
I don't think that, you know, you throw a wall in there, put some paint on it, and you call it 2 different rooms, you know? And, you know, it could be used for other things, Cub Scouts, could be
Yeah.
used for, you know, other
Well,
meetings, stuff like
the
that.
one thing you also have to remember regarding that building is they have to winterize it every year. So basically from sometime beginning of November to middle of November, the water gets shut off because there is no heat in that building. So that would be one problem for Noah in the cat adoption.
Well, how, do they do it through the?
They do
winter?
it all year round at
Oh,
Noah
they
School.
At the North School.
I
So
didn't know that.
that would be a problem, basically, you know, from, we'll just say, the middle of November until April 1st, give or take, how warm the weather is when that water gets turned back on.
Yeah,
So that's something that we'd have to remember as well.
but they don't need the water, they just need the warmth, right? A shelter, an area.
Yeah,
And-
but unfortunately though, in that time of the year, sometimes inside, it's like that barn effect where it's colder inside and it's actually gonna be outside.
Sure, sure.
So that's something you need to,
Well, you know, I've been hearing rumors, never been officially told anything, that somebody's looking to, you know, appropriate an amount of money to make improvements if, in fact, we're able to do
Yeah,
that.
as far as the wall goes and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd have
yeah.
to bring everything up to code once it's set.
You know, I certainly don't want to see the NOAA program disappear. I know that there's a lot of support for it. You know, I feel terribly for the people that are volunteering their time to do the right thing, you know, as it regards to animals, specifically cats. So I think that we should do our due diligence to do what we can to help that process. And if, in fact, the town, other, you know, committees, the North School Committee, the Board of Selectmen, if this is the direction that they wanna move in, I think we ebb and flow with them and we try to get it done. You know, I think, I love the Gymkhana building, I'd like to see it used more.
Okay.
Just my opinion, you know, I don't know, I mean, ultimately, personally, I don't see a problem with another school. You lock the doors on the inside. I know there's no, you know,
Yeah,
I know there's
don't
personnel
get that.
records there that might be sensitive, but, you know, you lock two doors and make sure they're locked, you know, and throw some, you know, big locks on them and leave them there. I mean, why change something that's working?
Mhm.
You know, but I do understand that the North School Committee is largely in favor of not allowing that program to continue. And I'm not sure where the Board of Selectmen stand on that, so.
And I've always said, you know, when I met with the North School Committee back in October, and I was speaking to myself, but I like to think I'm speaking for the board as well, is I'm in favor of anything that's good for the town.
Right.
Whatever, you know, I don't care which way, as long as it's good, it helps improve things for the town. I like to think that the Park and Rec, we're here to make people's lives better and help out in any way we can.
Right.
Concur.
What happens if we go through the permit process, they fill one out, they use it for 2 years, then the following year we have 2 applications for that building? There's a rec or an agricultural take?
Well, that's where the deed comes in. So if we can get the language changed in the deed,
To state that and make
to
sure that
state it
no one's
specifically
aware of
that
Right.
particular building can be used for any other purpose,
Right,
at the discretion of the commission,
okay.
you know? And then,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
have to
then
make
we
a
use.
decision, just like if 2 teams wanted to use it.
Yeah, and if NOAA, you know, puts in an application for the month of March, every Saturday from 9 AM to 11 AM,
Right,
you know, they,
Right.
first come, first serve. That's how we treat every application
okay.
for usage, you know? So that would be another one of my commissioner's reports.
Right, good job.
Ah, 2 and 0 and 0, sorry, we'll
Yeah,
get it.
you guys,
We'll get it.
terrible, awful. Other than
Dinner
that,
time.
anything? What's for dinner?
I don't know. They have like a taco special the other night, but I think.
Oh,
it'll be
Oh,
fine.
it is Tuesday, so.
We,
Tuesdays.
You going to dinner with the
Stone
bride
Cold.
or?
Yeah, the bride.
Oh, good. No, I'm gonna be there tomorrow night.
I will too.
Kapu. Anything else, Tim? You haven't-
No, that's it, and, again, things are busy, but we're gonna get through it.
And you would think January and February and March would be nice and quiet.
Actually, from my past experience, it's very busy. You know, for me, when I was coming from Falmouth, I was getting camp ready, getting everything, all the fields, permits done. Because once you get into summer, it's just
Yeah.
camp.
Yeah.
And so everything, all the prep time is now.
Yeah, we don't look at it that way as a commission. We look at the stack of permits.
Yeah,
We got one permit in January, that's perfect.
yeah. I gotta get a new binder, my other one's full.
Well, I gotta clean up,
2017
I
and
get some stuff that needs to get cleaned out, and
Yeah.
that's bad, Larry. So that I can accurately look up little permits.
Yeah.
Someday you'll be like me, Jed. Someday.
By someday means 2 years. That's when we'll be back.
Someday. Make a motion to adjourn the Park and Rec meeting.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
6:40.